Hello everybody and welcome back to another Deep Ogre Review. Today we'll be taking a look at the I'm gonna stop saying brand new with Legacy because it's not really brand new, but the sort of new Transformers Legacy Deluxe class Kickback. This guy has been, sorry, this guy has been a long time in the waiting for me. I've really loved his design. My favorite Insecticon is probably Kickback, I gotta say. But he's just amazing. I love this thing. I love the design. I love the articulation scheme. It does get a bit confusing for me because we'll get into that, but I'm used to certain things on other figures that are not the case for this guy. But his accessories are pretty sick. I'm not one of those people who really is a huge fan of the Energon weapons, but this guy I actually like. So really nice figure, and without further ado, I'll just get into his accessories. So, starting off with the Energon weapons, because I already brought them up, they're pretty nice. They're just kind of this weird, serrated, it's almost like, you ever know, like, the sides of Arrowhead from, the Indians? The Native Americans that used to, own America until they kicked them out. But it kind of looks like an arrowhead, kind of obsidian-ish, that kind of look. And it is just a nice translucent purple, kind of fades to a more clear as you get down to the base right here. And he can hold them one of two ways. Obviously, he can hold them like that, or if you want him to, he can put them on his shoulder, or like, that's his shoulder. This is his forearm, guys. Wow. Or you can put that in his hand and have that going on. I mean, I don't know. If you want to do it, you can do it. But as you saw in the opening, there are slots right there. You can see that. And then there are tabs right there. If my camera would focus, that would be sick. And there are tabs right there. And what you want to do is, well, don't put the peg first because that's ugly. But then all you want to do is peg those in and peg that in. It's kind of hard trying to do this through a camera lens. God damn. It is kind of hard because it's clear plastic. I gotta find the grooves. There you go. And that works too if you want that. Personally, I don't think it looks that great, so I'm probably not going to display him on the shelf with these. These are probably going in a bin somewhere, but it's a thing you could do if you want to do it. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your action figure. But for the other accessory, and the accessory I was looking forward to the most, because I really like the Tommy gun look, is this little blaster, and that is very G1 accurate. I love this metallic purple here. The light is not even on it. I love the metallic purple here that they used for the drum. Ow. And then they used for the, what do you call that? I don't know. It's a thing. But I love that metallic purple and the silver cast in black. And obviously, you just put that in his hand like so. And he looks badass with it, I gotta say. And that's honestly pretty much it for his accessories. So now on to Kickback's detail. I really like this. One thing I wasn't expecting right off the bat with this head sculpt is these are squishy. These are squishy. I was not expecting them to be a rubbery type plastic, but they are. And it is a welcome addition. And then nice silver paint apps for the head, or the forehead right here, coming down, red visor, frowny face right there. Really nice, all cast in black, obviously. Then for the wings, I really like this. You do get a bug wing detail. It's on the inside right now, but even there, it looks really good. It kind of looks like dino scales from the other side, but it's bug wing. I like that. I think it's a little bit better than Waspinator's. Waspinator's is kind of just soft. It didn't show up too well, but this I like this a lot more. Coming down, you get a nice Decepticon symbol right there, and then a yellow, clear piece of plastic right over, I think it's a silver painted chest piece. So that's really nice, neat. I like that little teal sculpt. Can't tell if that's teal or if that's green, but I think it's underneath the yellow. I don't think it's in this little groove right there. But for the rest, you nice. You get this nice kind of pointed out shoulder detail right there. Kind of looks like a bucket just smacked onto his shoulder. The elbows, I'm not sure how I feel about the elbows. I'll get into that more into articulation. That's one of my main things with this figure is the elbows. But I like that actually. The more I look at it, the more I like it. My camera is not focusing. That is not making me a happy person. But I like the purple right down here. Very, very reminiscent of the G1 Kickback design. And for the rest of it, you just get all cast in black. You get some yellow right there, broken up by the two pieces of the shins. Same with this red vent detail. I like the purple toes. Got some peg holes in there. And some nice kind of tubular, Jesus Christ, wire action going on the thighs and the hips. And on the back, you just all black, and bug leg kibble. But we'll get into that later, obviously. And so for articulation, you get a ball joint up at the head. He can't look up too far. You can look up about that far. If the camera still isn't focusing, down only about that far. And actually quite nice tilt. I like that. Arm can go full 360, so can these bug wings, obviously, because that's how he's packed in. You get an out right there, goes up about that far, down only that far. You'd think there would be a weird kind of double joint right there because of this, but that's for transformation, and this is where I have the problem. Personally, I'm used to grabbing the back of the figure's arm to bend it, and because of this bug leg right here, that enables me. That it's not a huge problem. It's just slightly annoying, and it's really nothing even to comment about. It's just what I feel personally. But you do get an amazing, amazing single jointed elbow. I mean, you can use that joint if you want to, but just using the regular, it's very good. You get a nice waist swivel. This can hinge up and down, but that's obviously more for transformation. Beautiful spread. Oof. On mine, his legs are a little too loose for my liking. I mean, it's not too much to the point where I'll just fall over, but thigh swivel, can kick forward about that far, back that far, and single knee only gets around there. But what I do like about this figure is, due to transformation, you have some toe bend, and he can really balance really well using that toe bend. So if you see me doing like walking poses like that, yeah, I really, really like that toe bend. And for comparison, here he is next to the Marvel Legends Deadpool using the Bucky Cat body, and my custom MF Doom from the God Doom figure. And the only thing that gives him the height advantage is the wings. They're pretty tall. Here he is next to the Transformers Legacy Autobots I have so far. We got Transformers Legacy Voyager class Bulkhead and Transformers Legacy Leader class Laser Prime. And I don't know if you can see from this angle, but these, depending on how you have them, can match the size of Optimus's shoulders. So he's pretty big to the wings. He's just kind of an average deluxe. And here he is next to some kind of more Legacy Con molds, because this is not a Legacy figure, but this is the Starscream mold, aka Legacy Skywarp, and the Transformers Legacy drag strip. And what I was surprised, not really too surprised about, but kind of surprised, is that drag strip is taller than Kickback. And I don't know, it's interesting. I don't know, I expected drag strip to be a little bit on the, or not drag strip, Kickback to be more on level with drag strip, but still looks good. And last but not least, of course, we have the two Legacy Decepticon Leader class figures. We have Transformers Legacy Galvatron and Transformers Legacy Blitzwing. And honestly, he looks great with all of the Legacy figures, really. He really fits in, especially because the more G1 aesthetic thing. He just looks really great, and for me personally, outside of Studio Series, G1 has always really been my forte. I like the G1 designs; they're more simplistic and blocky, and I don't know. Well, that's how he looks. He's pretty tall up to the antennas, I gotta say. I like that. And of course, what would Kickback be without his alt mode? So let's get into his alt mode. And for his alt mode, I think this is pretty nice. I still have some complaints about it. Doesn't mean that it's not good. Good. Only 14 steps. It was very simple. Incredibly simple, actually. It's Kickback. You know, it's an Insecticon. It's a grasshopper bug type deal. You know, it's nice. It's not anything really groundbreaking or special. It literally just looks like, if you flip it this way, looks like a torso and some legs and some arms. It fooled me. But, I mean, other than that, it's pretty good. I like this. Would I like to see kind of more realistic take on Kickback someday? Yes, but that's not what Legacy is going for, and fans would have an outcry if people made a realistic grasshopper Kickback. Oh dear God. But I still like it nonetheless. It's very, very nice looking. What you see is what you get. It's basically no new detail from the robot mode at all. So what you see is what you get. It's 14 steps. I don't know what people expected, really. But still, nonetheless, it looks very good. If you want to see a comparison with it next to an Autobot, here is he next to Legacy Optimus. So, you know, he's not that huge, but that's pretty much it. If you wanted to, you could still put the accessories on him in his alt mode, obviously. That ability does not go. And for the gun, you do have a different weapon storage than these. Oh boy, trying to do this through a camera lens on clear plastic is not my forte, clearly. But you do have a peg hole right there. Boom. There you go. All the weapons are on. And he can be a weaponized grasshopper if you feel the need to have that. Well, that's pretty much it for his grasshopper mode, and I'll get into my final thoughts right now. And now, for my final thoughts, I think this guy is really great. I mean, as to be expected, a lot of the newer Hasbro figures have been fantastic. I mean, look at Dragstrip and Bulkhead and Galvatron. Those are just masterpieces. Blitzwing, all of them. So, as to be expected. And honestly, that kind of makes the figure boring in a sense. You know what you're getting into. You've seen the pictures. You've seen reviews if you have. And you know what to expect from this guy. You know to expect greatness from Hasbro, usually, nowadays. So, kind of makes this guy a little boring and underwhelming. But, still, he's a great figure. You cannot deny that fact. And I love the detail. I love the articulation. I love the alt mode, as simplistic as it is. I love it. So, I'm going to give this guy a 8 out of 10. I really like this guy. Just as to be expected. And, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.